Sorry, Mila.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so this is what it looks like dry. I did take some of this off. I used a sponge. These are like those white sponges. And I just wet it and took some paint off because I thought it was too dark. And I also was able to enlarge the image on my phone by going to the website. And when I did that, let's see, when I did that, I noticed there's like a body of water here. So I'm kind of just doing an interpretation of trees in the mist, as this doesn't really match that too much. All right, so one of the things that I got out is my Hake brush. I'm just going to use it because I have it. If you can just use your wash brush, it will work all right. The reason that traditionally people use this, once you have some paint on the surface and you want to wet the entire surface again, this is a really soft brush and it's going to be less likely to disturb any of the paint as you go over the surface. So I don't want my paper super wet this time because I'm going to be putting in the trees in the mist and I want them to hold their definition. So these brushes hold a lot of water, but I can see that there's dry spots. And you can see even as soft as this brush is, you can see that there's a little bit of paint still on it. So let's see. You could also use a spray bottle to put water on it once you have paint on it. So I'm going to be using smaller brushes now. Sometimes I might use this rigger when I want to be more expressive. If I want to get in and have more control, I'll be using this one. So I'm going to start out by, I also removed some from here because I thought it got too blue. I mixed a new green in the palette. You can see this from there. But the other one that I had in here was very blue, and so consequentially when it dried, all the blue, it looked really blue, and I want this to have a little bit more green. So I'm going to see about introducing some more green into it right now. I'm inspecting how wet it is, and I kind of see like a piece of lint or something, but I'm not going to try to take it off. Seems a little bit more wet on this side than it is on this side, but I'm going to kind of just go with that and see how much the paint spreads when I start putting it down. So Mila thinks it's time to eat. So I think that's okay. And And I'm going to be dropping in some darker green too. And I just want this. So these trees are the closest. So they have more brilliant color, not really brilliant, but not as muted. And I want to have different shades of the green, so I'm going to introduce some of that other green that I had mixed, or I might just dilute this green some and pick it up from an area that has a little more yellow in it here. Maybe this is in the distance over the edge of a cliff or something. So these trees could be really small, and maybe they're kind of popping out of that mist right there. And getting these swooping things I don't like. So I'm going to use this brush that's already damp and tame those. And then I'm going to come back with the darker green when this dries a little more. I don't think this works very well. Maybe. I should put some more of this. That's a little too yellowy. That's too much there. Put a darker green in there. And maybe there's mist coming through here. I think I need to tame some of that down again. And I can see there's a, oh, I thought that was a hair, but that was my pencil line. I don't mind that. So I'm going to put in some more definition right here. I'm going to use the rigger because it's very thin and it's not going to put too much paint down at once. See, this is a darker green. Don't like the way that ends there abruptly. It dropped a lot more than I expected. I'm taking a little bit of the paint off the rigger. I think I want something lighter for back there and over here. So I'm going to dilute one of these little squares of green paint that I have on my plate. And I'm going to test it. I was going to mention that when I was trying to mix a green for here, I couldn't get a green without using, that I wanted, without using the phthalo and the PY3, I forget what brand we're using of the PY3. And went, oh, it's, I don't remember. But anyways, the brighter yellow and the blue that leans green. So I'm kind of happy with that. Now, again, test it. Okay, I think that's light enough. That's good. Dilute enough. You have to be careful when you dilute it that you don't like have a lot of water because it's dilute. So I'm going to maybe do something back here. And maybe I'm going to grab a little bit darker paint and maybe give these just a little bit more definition. I think that should be there. Now I'm going to do something over here and use some darker green. And that's pretty saturated. So I'm gonna spray some water and dilute it a bit here. I think it's too much paint on my brush and too dilute. Let's see. So I think I'm happy with that. And I'm going to move up into here, see what I should do. I think I want to indicate that there's a little bit of a ridge line here. So I need less saturated paint, starting to go more to the gray. So I added some of this darker that I had originally mixed and then some of that green, and I diluted it. That's pretty dilute. It's good. And I was going to do something here. Too big. Guess I can live with it. I'm not sure that did much. I think I need to do really small. I'm going to use a brush that just has plain water, and it's actually just damp to soften that edge. And put in sort of a little stand of trees here. And just a few more trees here. Well, I know that there was a darker area around here. So these trees are a little darker. I think it'll be okay. Soften it. And the recording is going to end soon. So I think I'm about done. I think it conveys trees in the mist. I think I could do a little bit more here. I might do a little bit more after the recording is over. I think it's about 2 minutes left before my camera automatically shuts off. I could turn it off and turn it back on, but I don't want to make these videos overly long. So I will post a photo of this when it's dry, but I might post that after I've already posted the video, because it might take this longer to dry than it takes the video to process. Well, actually, I'm not processing it. For it to upload to YouTube is much faster than waiting for Zoom to process it. All right, I think I'm overworking it now. I think it still could use some work up there. I did want to show you though what I mean by granulation. So see how all of these are really smooth, and then this one has a texture. That's what I mean by granulation, and you can see how that patterning has affected my overall painting because I'm using ultramarine blue. I was thinking I might do it over again and use phthalo blue instead. So I think I'm gonna say good night and end it here.
Recording stopped.